Welcome back, everybody. This is Lightning ESO word of the day, phrase of the day, idea of the day. Now, today I'm thinking about, you know what? Let's do a video about simple understanding of learning English. Now, remember, we might say this is valuable, that is valuable. In my opinion, take a look at the board behind me. Take a look. The real currency of the world is language. The real currency value of the world is language. To communicate one another, nation to nation, whatever. It's language. You have to put a value on language. So as you're learning the language of English, for example, let's take a look on the board slowly. Now, you're learning about what is the subject of a sentence or a conversation. What is a noun? What is a verb? To form sentences. Sentences, right? Sentences. What do we do from sentences? We create paragraphs, a lot of words and phrases, into an essay, into novels, into human understanding. It's true, human understanding. As I've taught many students, must be thousands over the decades, I've collected all kinds of information when it comes to lessons. I have over 10,000 lessons, which I've collected. I'll give you an example, all right? This is my binder, for example, A to L. I have all these lessons in here. I have 3 large binders just like this, full of lessons. It's not a question of learning this and this, this and this. It's a question of understanding when to use this and when and how to use that. It's not a question of just, I understand this word. What does this word mean? When do I use that word? When is it appropriate and not appropriate for that word or phrase? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. The currency of the world is language. How do we get along? Not get along. Human relationships, working relationships. It's all about language. When to use this language and when not to use that language. That's what I'm referring to. People always say to me, how can we have all these lessons? Because everybody learns differently. What's a comma? What's an adverb? What's a noun? What's a subject? What's a phrase? What's not a phrase? And so on. You see what I mean? There's many rules when it comes to any language. We call it grammar. Grammar is the rules of English. The yes and no of English is called grammar. When to use this, when not to use that. We call that word grammar. That's the rules. Just like rules of the road. We have rules of the road. We have rules to operate this, operate that machinery. We have certain rules when it comes to baking something. Yeah. Think about a recipe. A recipe says when you're creating this dish or food or whatever it is, you do this, then this, step by step by step. Just like in the word grammar for the English language. Grammar is the rules. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And also remember, in English, in any language, there are certain phrases, or you might say slang for this, slang for that. Like, for example, one of the words I used in the past was dough, spelled D-O-U-G-H. Years ago, the word dough wasn't just bread. It represented money or currency. Yeah. So as you go through learning of English or any language, you'll notice certain words have a certain slang of the original word. Because through time, certain words aren't used anymore, and other words take its place. It happens in every single language, not just English. So always remember, again, on top, the real currency of the world is language. At the end of all that language is what? Human understanding, what you're trying to communicate to somebody else. That's what it means. So here at Lightning ESL, I showed you, I have 3 main large binders, over 10,000, 10,000 lessons I can give you and help you. That's right. In person, online, whatever you like. So if you're interested in learning more, just contact me by email, as you know, brian.little324@gmail.com. But always remember, learning a language can be easy, can be difficult. It's up to you. Because you learn at your own pace. Not my pace, not hers, not his. Every teacher you'll find in your past, as well as your future and present, every teacher wants to learn a certain way, a certain method, a certain timeline. They tell you at the beginning of the school year, I want you to learn this. In this year and this semester, we were to cover ABC. And I'm hoping, as a teacher might say to you, you'll learn ABC. If you have difficulty, we do lots of exercises, all kinds of assignments and things like that to learn it better and better and better. But also, they expect you to learn a lot on your own. And sometimes people will use a tutor, just like yours truly. I've been a tutor many times, from a girl from grade 3 up to a 72-year-old. Yeah, I really have. So remember, learning a language takes time. Learn at your own pace, your own speed. Remember, language is the currency of the world. If you cannot communicate now or in the future, you're going to have a hard time being successful in many ways. Relationships, work, family, going to a store to buy something. If you cannot communicate, the other person does not understand you. Example, many times when I worked in the past at a part-time job, my boss and supervisor said, send him to Brian, because Brian can communicate. Can you communicate just with your hands and gestures and your face? When I'm teaching public speaking, for example, I use all kinds of tools at my discretion to help you learn to communicate better. Not just a matter of learning the word, when to use the word, not the word. Gestures is your body and your motions, your face, expressions, all kinds of things. It's all part of communication. And that is why the real currency of the world is language. Language. Any language this goes through, it's the same principle. It is the same of any French, Italian, Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, whatever. Language has the same principles behind it. There's a rules called grammar. We call it in English grammar. These are the rules, checks and balances of understanding somebody else through grammar. Example. Think of the famous 3 words you've always heard. 3 words your whole life. Let me go to the board and show you what I'm saying. Let me show you. All right? Let me just rub this off right now. Show you right here. All right? 3 common words you've heard your whole life. Most 3 common words. What are they? 3 common words. What are they? I love you. All right? Now, follow me through. I love you. Now, if somebody tells you, say it out loud. You'll say, I love you. However, with the rules of grammar, watch this. I'm going to change that simple expression a little different. I'm putting a comma to make you pause while you say this phrase. I put a comma right there. How do I say that? I love you. The meaning just changed. I'll do another one. Same thing. These are the rules of grammar. Using a comma again, but a different location on the same phrase. I put the comma here now. How do I say that simple phrase again? I love you. See what I mean? That's the importance of understanding grammar. Now, normally we just say those words, but we pause because we know we want to explain that meaning to that person or audience. I love you. You see what I mean? But if I take that off and just go like that, how do you say that? I love you. Or is it I love you? Or I love you. You see what I mean? That's what the rules of grammar are all about. That's why it's important to understand the rules of grammar. That's the yes and no to create emotions and understanding to that person hearing that phrase. That's the importance of grammar, learning the English language. Every language has grammar. Every language. It's true. They call it something else in their language, in French or Italian, whatever it is. But again, they all have grammar, rules and regulations in a sense, how to have that understanding go through properly. Yeah. That's the purpose of my teachings. How do you understand? And using that plus public speaking lessons, I show you how to use gestures, your hands, your posture, your facial expressions to have the audience understand exactly what you're trying to come across. You see what I mean? That's the value of language, is understanding. Till next time, thanks very much for listening. Bye-bye.